Is this the race where Verifine will finally win a stakes race? Hmm?
Today's video is brought to you by Assiniboia Downs Gaming and Event Center. And be sure to tune in to Trust the Profits Live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday Night Lights, hosted by Matthew DeSantis.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the formula here for Trust the Profits, and we're going to be talking about the Indiana Derby, doing a full field rundown. Here we are, July 8th. It's this Saturday coming up. The Horseshoe, Indiana Grand, whatever you want to call it. 300K on the line here in 8.5 furlongs. That is 1 and 1/16 mile on dirt. We got 9 horses. Let's start at the top with Verifying. We were just talking about him. Uh, yeah, not going to win hasn't won a stakes race yet. Thought he was going to win a couple of these. Um, Came real close. Rebounded from the Kentucky Derby, the Matt win. He lost by half a length there to Disarm. Again, it was one of those races, came down to the wire. A lot of people thinking this is the one for Verifying. Disarm wins it. At the Kentucky Derby, not looking as sharp. Was on the pace. Verifying likes to be on the pace. 3/4 mile mark. He was on the pace, setting a 45-second split, and then started going in reverse after that to back to 16th place in that one, finishing uber lengths back. Not a good look. Bluegrass lost a Tapatrice in that one by a neck. So again, a real close second place finish for Verifying, the Brad Cox horse from Justify. Previous to that, BC Juvenile took 6th place there, 12 lengths back behind Cave Rock and Forte. Uh, a lot of people expect a lot of things. Thought that Verifying was going to be a Kentucky Derby contender. Hasn't been living up to his expectations yet. Could start here. This is the field for him to do it because it is definitely a lower level field than what he's been running against. But we do have a couple horses he's run against before. Let's start with Reys Kane. 2 wins in 9 races. At the Matt win, 7 lengths behind Disarm in that one. So obviously not at the level of Verifying, in my opinion. Took 4th place in that one. 8th place finish at the Kentucky Derby. That was ahead of Verifying. Um, in both these races, seemed to settle into the place that he was in. 4th place finish at Matt Win, sort of settled in there, never really moved up, never really moved back at the Kentucky Derby. 20 horse field, hard to stay in the same spot there, but he was constantly in that 8th to 11th position, not really moving up. Definitely didn't seem to like the distance. I put he didn't handle it, but he didn't take to it like some other horses can. At the Kentucky Bluegrass, 6 lengths back behind Tappet Trice in that one. So he's been in a lot of the same races as Verifying. He did win the Gotham Stakes. That was the illustrious race where the lead horse lost his jock and all the other horses were afraid to pass him. Yeah, Reys Kane, not much you can say about the Gotham Stakes. Not much I like to say about this horse in positive. Not that I have something against him, but I just don't think that he has a chance here. Hayes Strike, 3rd place at the Ohio Derby. Who was he behind in that race?
Phil? Phil?
That's right, 2 Phils. And also, he was behind Bishop's Bay in that one. But he was 12 lengths back of 2 Phils in that one. That was 2 Phils' big race. He did win the Texas Derby, beating Harlow Capinine Clover, a couple horses that got a cup of coffee on the Derby trail, you could say. Came from 7 lengths back at the 3/4 mile marker to win that one. So this is a horse that does like to close and charge from behind. Going back to the Bluegrass Stakes, he finished 7th in that one. This is a race where 3 of those horses were running. The 3 horses that we talked about so far, up and down on the Derby trail, peaking at the Kentucky Jockey Club. 3rd place finish there. He was always like in the 20th place as the Trust the Profits rankings, if you followed us for that, but never really went any higher than that. Maybe coming around here. Maybe Ken McPeak has some surprises in store. Gagliostro or something. 5 races. He did get a cup of coffee. I'll say at the Louisiana Derby, finishing in 8th place there. That was his big stakes race, the only one. Other than that, some maiden races, allowance race. Last time out, he did win a 1 mile, 125K purse allowance race at Churchill. So I came in 2nd, losing by a head to Scotland there. Sorry, lost by a head to Scotland. There was a close race. Lost by a neck to Dennington in an allowance race at the fairgrounds before the Louisiana Derby, an 8.5 mile affair, 8.5 furlong affair. Whew, get past that one. Previous to that, he did break his maiden. Yeah, let's move on. I'm not too thrilled with this horse. Not going to say it's an Insta Toss, but definitely not high on my list. Transect. 3 wins, 4 races. In May, I mean, we're talking about the caliber of race here. There's going to be a few of these horses that have definitely run in some lower class races. In May, 35K allowance race, he won that one, going a mile, winning by 1.5 lengths over the 6 horse field. He ran there. Never got going in the Gotham field. Was caught in back most of the time, but again, that was the one that we really can't take a whole lot of credit for, or can't look at that one. It was his worst race to date, 18 lengths back. But again, that was the one where the horse lost his jock. Previous to that, two wins, but both in 6.5 furlong races. 5K allowance race, 70K maiden special weight race, and do like his jock here though, Corrales. He's always been a good jockey for me. So this is an interesting horse to keep an eye on. Act a Fool, the Prince of Hawthorne, done nothing but win at Hawthorne. The last 3 races there, he's wired. So he won the Hawthorne Derby, 9 furlong affair on turf, beating 5 horses, 4.5 lengths. 32 allowance, he won by 5 lengths there. Previous to that, a 5.5, a 5.25 length win. So he's winning by a ton. Going decent distance here. Something I would say comps to this race. Just wins. Competition is a question. Size of field is a question. 9 horse race, maybe not so bad though. On the stage, 50K 1 mile allowance race at Lone Star. He won that one by 6.5 lengths. Pretty impressive. Previous to that, he did break his maiden at Lone Star in a 33K allowance maiden special weight race. Struggled before that and 3 times at Oaklawn to break his maiden, though. Steve Asmussen's a trainer, so you got to like that. So interesting play here for on the stage, just based on his last couple races and trainer. Possible consideration here. Stay in your lane. Oof, Insta Toss. Has yet to break his maiden. Has yet to go beyond 7 furlongs. Biggest Percy's played for so far, 35K. Wouldn't be surprised if he scratches before the race. And Georgie W, 2 wins in 2 lifetime races, both of them at the Indiana Horseshoe here. So he's a hometown favorite. Last time out, a 36K allowance race, going a little over a mile and winning by an impressive 9 3/4 lengths in a field of 4 after it went off turf. So, take that in consideration. He was strong in that win, but how much can you hang on that? He did win in his first effort though. Maiden special weight race, 35K, going 1 mile, winning by a neck on turf there. So what do we got here? In summary, the 2023 Indiana Derby, I'm going to say the safest pick here is obviously Verifying. I think this is one where he finally gets a win. But I do like Act a Fool. It's really hard for me to stay off of him. He's a value play here at 6-1. Verifying being 8-5. Act a Fool, gotta like that. If you're going to play a key box of some sort, we got Verifying. That's got to be your key. Act a Fool, throwing him in as well. Haste Strike at 3-1. I do like getting Haste Strike here. I think he could actually hit the board here. And Transect, he's playing at like 15-1 here. I think that's a good value to add in as well. Transect, I think, could actually end up doing some damage here. So, what do you guys think about the Indiana Derby? Did I hit your horse? Do I got the key box right? Hit the subscribe button. Take a look at our memberships. Hit the comments. And as always, have a lovely day.